Pravina.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you here.
Good to be here. We are here in Swiss Re Center for Global Dialogue. I've never been to Richelieu before, so it's an honor to be here
And
with
the
you.
sun's come out for you as well.
I'm really grateful for the sun, and actually it's not too warm either.
Exactly. Yeah.
So really much looking forward to talk about the new Swiss Re Institute piece of research on the economics of digitalization in insurance, and opportunity still abounds, I gather. And so it's really an eye-opener on the growth opportunity which exists in insurance and reinsurance. And I look forward to asking you my first question, which is, why did Swiss Re put together this report?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's just fantastic insight into the report. But I get asked that question many a time. So why did Swiss Re do this report? And I think for us, it's two things. One is around getting together all our insights and everything that we see and packaging it in a way so it's helpful for our customers and clients. So that's the first thing. I think the second thing I would say is around really bringing to life what it means for people, both in the insurance world. More importantly, how does insight help us from a societal perspective? Because for us, it's really important. Of course, we're in insurance and the reinsurance industry, but we play, and our industry plays a large role in society as well.
Indeed. Yeah. So what are your main takeaways from the report?
Yeah, it's super insightful. So I think a couple of things around, so everybody today, you can't turn a corner without talking about AI and tech and data. However, the real productivity measures that this has had on every society or every country is not what you'd expect it to be.
Yeah.
So for me, there's a huge amount of opportunity that has been untapped. That's the first thing. The second thing, it also throws up two different dimensions. One is around new business models. There are a whole load of new business models that we probably haven't even dreamt of yet. And then secondly, as well as using tech and data to enable our business, it also creates new risk pools.
Yes.
So I think those are the three things that really come to life. And also, what are the external factors that have a real impact on the progress a country makes on how far on it is on its digitalization journey?
So really important, new opportunity, new business models, new risk pool.
Yeah.
So before going into the economics of digitalization, let's go into some definition. Most of the time we talk about digitization.
Correct.
Please tell us, what is the difference between digitization and digitalization?
Do you know, it's really interesting because people use those terms interchangeably.
Okay.
And in fact, even if you type them, they come up on autocorrect. So it shows that we really have a mixed view of what they both are and what they both mean. I look at it very simplistically. So digitization is taking analog world and putting it into a digital system so that it can be transmitted around the world, both in terms of data, conversation, in a digital context as opposed to a paper context.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Digitalization is how do you take that information and then apply it to your business processes, how you operationalize it, and how does it become part of your core business. So digitization is taking it from A to B, but the real value is in digitalization, which then intrinsically makes it part of your day-to-day process.
So what are the implications on Swiss Re's culture and talent acquisition? We have a major talent problem right now in the industry.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's everybody I speak to, my peers who do similar jobs, we're all facing the same challenges. There is a war for talent because we all want the same kind of people to come and do similar kind of things. So I think we have to take a dual approach at it. We've got incredibly talented colleagues in our organisation today. So how do we equip our existing teams and colleagues and educate them and take them on the journey of what's coming ahead? So I think that's education, awareness and upskilling plays a huge part. And then of course the second part is around talent acquisition. And so being very clear around what you need, where you need it, and where it makes sense to grow certain types of skill sets. And then the last thing is the importance of partnering, because no organisation on its own can achieve probably what it wants to achieve. So what you need to do is be very open-minded about partnering with, whether it's with insurtechs, large global service providers, whoever it is in the end-to-end ecosystem. How do you partner together to really bring the value. And when you partner, you need to partner in the right way, which means be really clear on what your aligned interest is at the beginning, not at the end when it's too late. So I wish there was a silver bullet to this, but there isn't. So we're going to have to try a lot of things.
Yeah. There is a great AWS or Amazon quote, which is about looking at the end first and then building your roadmap to success.
Yeah.
And as you talk about education, the employee journey really,
Yes.
and collaborating with others and partnering and building new potential business model, not alone, but with others.
Yeah.
What do you think your client, insurance company, reinsurers, what are the challenges they need to keep in mind as they go on that journey?
Yes, I think it's a couple of things. The first of it is many organizations deal with some kind of legacy technology. So you need to be aware of your environment and work within that. And what is the opportunity to change of it and where some of it is okay? Because not all legacy is bad. And in fact, the word legacy often means a positivity, except when you use it in the technology context. So be really clear around your technology environment. Legacy isn't always bad, but harness it to help you build the future. So that's the first thing I would say. Second thing is, it's not about the hardcore technology. It's not about whether you've got application A versus application B. It's what you do with it and how you operate it that makes a difference. I think our biggest challenge is around cultural change. You know, we're a traditional industry steeped in tradition. And so when somebody's doing a certain role in the same way for 25 years, and now you have new tool sets, new data, and you need to collaborate in a new way, that's a change. And make sure that the line of why is really, really clear. Because too often we just dive into challenges and get very technical and solve it, but aren't really clear on why we're doing it or what is the value we're trying to get from it.
So Pravina, I was reading recently a book which is all about the knowledge and information revolution we are going through. We talked a lot about digital revolution, but now we are in this knowledge and information revolution. What does it mean for your client, for Swiss Re, for the industry in large?
So, you know, it's really interesting because you're right, we are an information organisation and the industry is as well. And it's interesting you didn't say data, because it's data and what does it mean that's really key. I think the one thing that will probably need to change is around collaboration, because we've become, as an industry, very good at collaborating. But what we now need to do is be really clear around every organisation needs to be clear on what is their core IP, what is their purpose, and what are the adjacencies that they can work with to really develop the future. And what that really means in practice is, how do you collaborate with your competition? And this new word is starting to emerge in our vocabulary around co-opetition. And we haven't quite figured out what that means. And I think one of the things it means is, if you're clear on what you can do, what your partner or your competition can do, how can you create greater value together for your end customer or your client, playing in different spaces. And that often is a challenge. One of the challenges around that is aligned interest. Because when you start any of these conversations, we often come to that right at the end as opposed to at the beginning. The other thing that often is a challenge is the why isn't clear. So long as you are super clear at the beginning of the why and the benefit for society at large, the benefit for your client and end customer, the easier it becomes, because you've got that anchor point that you keep coming back to. Co-opetition requires for 1 + 1 = more than 2, for sure.